Hi, I'm Miranda. The Southbridge Fire Department will be sponsoring a babysitting program. It will be called SAFE. It is open to all students between 11 and 14. The program is free. It will teach infant care, emergency fire aid, fire safety, cooking safety, and games and ideas. There are applications available in the main office at Wells. I'm Miranda Bullis reporting for TV News.
Hi, this is Tony. On Saturday, May 2nd, the Southbridge Optimist Club will be holding its annual Tri-Star Baseball Day. It will be held at Henry Street Field beginning at 9 a.m. Registration forms will be available shortly at schools and from coaches. This year, the program is open to kids from Dudley and Charlton also. We will broadcast this message again on the April 27th taping with more details. I'm Tony Damaris reporting for Teen Vid News.
Even though Teen Vid News will not air during school vacation, there still will be programming on Cable 11. Some of the programs that will be aired in place of Teen Vid will be the DARE graduation, Southbridge High School baseball, and girls softball. So stay tuned for more great programming.
Hey, I'm Jose with some community news. The Southbridge Optimist Club is once again sponsoring an oratorical contest. The purpose of the contest is to encourage youth in the art of public speaking and to provide for an opportunity to compete for a $1,500 scholarship. The topic of this year's oratorical contest is My Commitment to the Future. Interested students should prepare a speech on the topic. The speech must be at least 4 minutes, but not over 5 minutes in length. The speech will be delivered on April 30th at the Town Hall. There will be a practice session on April 29th. The contest is open to all boys and girls to age 16 as of December 31st. Winners in Southbridge will receive medals. The first place winner will have a chance to compete at the district level. Applications are in the guidance office, or you can get them in room 113 here at Wells. Jose Vazquez reporting to you for Teen Vid News.
Hi, I'm Lindsay with some special band news. There's a group called the Central Districts. This is a group of kids from Central Massachusetts who try out in February. They have one performance a year. It is in May. They try out for the chorus, band, jazz band, or orchestra. This year, 2 people made it in the instrumental section. They are Emmy Udelphia, who plays the trombone and made the band, and Brent Stanley, who plays the French horn and made the orchestra. Their concert is May 1st, 1998. Good luck to Emmy and Brent. We will bring you more on the Central District soon. I'm Lindsay reporting for Teen Vid News.
Hi, I'm Tony. Project Pride is well underway for the 1998 year. Last Saturday, a group of 12 volunteers undertook the task of picking up litter from Main Street. They began at Friendly's and went up Main Street on one side to the statue of Felix Gatineau and came down the other side of the street. This task took about an hour and a half. This group, which should be getting more volunteers, is committed to keeping Southbridge clean. Also, the group hopes that people will get the message. Don't litter. This is Tony Damaris reporting for Teen Vid News.
On Saturday, March 16th, there will be a special violence prevention day on the Southbridge Common. We will be bringing you more information on this program after April vacation. I'm Joey Plaza reporting from Teen Vid News.
Hi, I'm Megan with a schedule of events that will be happening at the Southbridge Youth Center during vacation week. On Monday, there will be a trip to Westville Dam for a cookout and games. Rain date will be Tuesday. On Tuesday, it will be a game day at the Youth Center. Games will be both inside and out with refreshments being sold. On Wednesday, there will be bowling at the American Lanes. On Thursday, there will be a bus trip to the Boston Museum of Science. The bus will leave at 8:30. This trip is for grades 5 and up. On Friday, Cultural Food Day will be held. If you would like more information on any of these events, call 764-5498.
Hi, I'm Joey. On Friday, April 3rd, a sports banquet was held at the Wells Cafeteria Hall. It was to pay tribute to the students of Wells who participated in the various sporting activities. We would like to show you a small part of this banquet where the kids who take part in our sports program at Wells are being recognized. A special thanks goes out to Grace Rodriguez's mom for this video footage. I'm Joey Plaza reporting from TVIT News.
My very special player, the MVP for the KC tournament, and the best 8th grade girl I've seen here in a long, long time, Grace Rodriguez. Last year, when I coached the girls team, it's very low scoring, and the highest scorer I had on the team averaged 6 points a game. I had 4 or 5 girls that averaged 6 or 7 points a game. And Grace Rodriguez averaged 16 points a game and 20 points a game in all our big games this year. She was just terrific. My other captain, a very, very special girl, someone I've been associated with in soccer and basketball for a long time. She is the only two-sport athlete. She played both soccer and basketball, and as such, we have decided to embroider her jacket with the KFC championship on one side and her soccer commitment on the other side. Congratulations, girl. Thank you very much.
First and foremost, I'd like to say that we definitely couldn't have pulled off such a great season without such devoted and excellent coaches.
Our coaches were here for us, making sure we worked as hard as we could, pushing us beyond our limits, and that's why we were so successful throughout our season.
As a symbol of our appreciation, we'd like to present our coaches with these small gifts as a reminder of our season.
Thank you for your hard work and devotion to us. Without you, we couldn't have made our dreams come true.
Mr. Dave Bergio, thanks for everything. You've helped us to grow. And girls basketball team.
Are they wonderful kids or what? Excellent kid. Let's have a hand for those two girls. Kids like that make you feel good about being a teacher and a coach and that sort of thing. The next coach up is Mr. Jim Boudreau, boys basketball coach. I'd like to introduce him right now. Thank you.
I always have a hard time with these things, but I had probably one of the best groups of kids since I've been here. This is my 3rd year. They worked hard every day in practice. I asked them to do something, they went ahead and did it. Every single game, they were the smallest team on the floor, guaranteed. Guaranteed. And for what they accomplished this year, to put that banner up on that wall is a tremendous accomplishment to that team. Believe me, you can't do it without teamwork. And believe me, the 5 guys that I put out on the floor, whoever they were, worked together as a team, didn't put themselves ahead of anybody else. They worked together. They worked together in practice. And what they accomplished is beyond words for me. It really is.
On behalf of the junior high boys basketball team, I present to Coach Boudreau this plaque. Thanks for all the dedication. Well, junior high school, Coach Jim Boudreau, thanks for everything. 14-3 boys basketball team, KFC champs.
Thank you very much. You guys, you did almost as well as the girls.
They did good.
We know here in Wells that girls rule, right? The girls rule. Okay, the next coach advisor that is Linda Boudreau, the advisor for the cheerleading squad. Linda?
Thank you. Advisor is a good word for me. I think I advise more than I coach. I just want to thank my girls this year. They're a very talented group of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And by the time these 6th, 7th, and 8th graders make it to the high school's going to have a knockout cheering squad. Carrie Barron can't wait, so she's heard all about you. We brought 7 trophies to Wells this year out of 3 competitions we've been to. We took 4 in the Worcester County one, absolute best squad out of anybody, including high school varsity. They're just amazing. They attempt things that high school kids are attempting. We look at some of the high school squads and go, we do that. So it's very amazing. They took on a lot this year. They had 2 very good, talented leaders, girls that know cheering, know what they're doing. 6th graders fell right into place, felt very comfortable. Didn't say everything went, every day was wonderful, but we did have an excellent season. The competitions didn't start out too well, didn't fare as well as we thought we would at Shepherd Hill. But certainly the week after that certainly took over for that, and taking home 4 trophies from 1 competition was awesome. And that's all I can use to describe my squad this year. So starting with my 6th graders, the outstanding, awesome little flyer we had, Angela Billis. Beverly Ortiz.
Okay.
Samantha Lazo. And next year you get to be the only Lazo I have for the first time. 1 year. Caitlin Bonadias. My 7th graders, Janice Alicia. Crystal Russo. And I also would like to announce at this time too that I also get to pick a unsung hero for Optimist Club. And Crystal Russo, as quiet as she is, does the work that you cannot even believe. She gets out there, anything you tell her she'll do. You can tell her, move here, move there, move there. You're not supposed to be there, you're not supposed to be there. She does it. So she is my unsung hero this year. Erica Rosario. And I guess the one who takes most of the abuse, because you can't really ignore your mother. And my awesome 2 8th grade captains, Ashley Lazo, Sarah Kaminsky, and the other 8th grade members, Erin Choquette, Jamie Martel, no, 2 more. Carolyn Toll, April Crane. Thank you, girls, and I look forward to the season next year with the 6th and 7th graders.
We're going to call Ashley and Kara back up to make a presentation. Mrs. Boudreau.
Cheerleaders for the time and dedication, and I would like to give her a teddy bear because we know she collects them, and a whole basket full of floral, candle, girly scented stuff.
Okay.
We got our plaques, and it says, Wells Junior High School, Mrs. Linda Bujo, thank you for all your hard work and dedication. Love, Wells Cheerleader, 1997-98.
I'd also like to mention Miss Lee Shabinsky, who came to every practice that she possibly could when she wasn't working. Went to all our competition with us, was my right-hand girl for me, brought out all, stood in front of the cheerleaders and told them when they did an awesome job, which is quite a bit this year. So I just want to thank Lee very much.
So last but not least, I'd like to introduce Ponson Ketnavong. He's the boys and girls, because we have girls on the squad as well, soccer coach at Wells.
Nice to see everybody here again. It's been a while since I've been here. 5 years, sitting with student athletes right now tonight. Instead of giving out, third season awards, we'll be giving them out. The 1997 season was a good and improving season. It was a learning period for myself, since this is my first time coaching and the kids. I was more like one of the kids than anything else. I remember one incident during tryouts. One boy came to me, actually came to somebody else, and goes, "It's too late to try out." And Paul Capura says, "The coach is over there. Just tells you I'm never going to be the tallest player on the team." I try to make things really fun and have the kids work hard at the same time. I never expected more than what the kids never showed. The captains, Nick Cepeda, Keith Lyman, Seth Goodrow, Nate Badgie, and Paul Capura all showed great leadership. I'll tell them one thing, and they would go off and do it. Without, I would only have to show them once. Captains would take care of everything, and that's how I liked it.
I'd just like to thank you for a great year, and thanks for all the coaching you did for me.
Thank you for everything you did. The whole team learned a lot, I'm sure, and I know I did. Thanks. Alright, we got him a plaque, and it says, presented to Ponson Ketnavong, thanks for a great soccer season, your 1997 Wells team. It's under all that stuff.
Oh no!
As flawlessly as this extravaganza has come off all night, we did make one mistake, just one. We inadvertently left out Joey Plaza from the basketball list. So Joe, would you come up now? We go ahead.
We now pause for these public service announcements.
I'm Jonathan Visit, and this is Mark Karen. We're co-developers of Project Pride that we started last year. Project Pride is a project that we started to get the kids involved in the community, to take pride in the community and take pride in themselves by picking up trash. And even though trash sounds picking it up sounds kind of menial, it's really a good thing for the kids to get out and help the community.
Yeah, the other thing is that it's an activity which different age levels can get together and take part in. Different ethnic groups can do the same thing. And picking up trash, obviously we have a good productive product at the end, and it's a clean street. You look behind us and we have people of all ages, all sizes, and different energy levels. It's 10 past 8 this morning, but we're all ready to go.
Chilly, but we're out here. Yeah, we'll be out here every Saturday right through the summer up till September. We'll start at 9 a.m. We meet at the Friendly's parking lot. Everybody's welcome to come out. Bring your friend, bring your cousin, bring your aunt, bring your uncle.
Organizations.
Bring the baby in a stroller.
Cub Scout groups or youth groups looking for an activity. Saturday morning right here. We've got one every Saturday morning throughout the summer. You can bank on it.
Yep, we'll be out here
except in the
Saturday.
pouring rain.
Yeah, weather permitting, of course.
Weather permitting, yeah.
Look for us in the paper. We'll be in the paper. We'll be advertising, and we'll be thanking everybody that participates in the paper the following week. So come on down and join us. We'll be down here every Saturday.
Yeah. And Project Pride also is happy to have the Optimist Club involved in the sponsorship and the companies on the...
These are our sponsors for this year.
There you go. You look better this way, Johnny.
Thank you. Yeah.
And also, also a member of the Community of Promise of Southbridge. It's all, multi-effort endeavor. Thanks. Gotta go. Clean.
Gotta get to work.
Only you
can prevent forest fires.
And it's true. We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
drown your campfires with water. Make sure it's totally wet. Then stir and drown again.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Hi, I'm Melissa with another disaster in history. The date was July 6, 1944. The place was Hartford, Connecticut. The main tent of Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus had been put up on a huge vacant lot in Hartford. The tent was oval-shaped. It was held up by 6 giant poles. Like all tents, it was made out of canvas, which was a highly inflammable material. The show started on time in the Big Top at 2 o'clock. On a sizzling hot July afternoon, 6,000 people, more than half which were children, were enjoying the clowns and the animal acts. The circus had been advertised in posters all over town. It was known as the greatest show on earth, and it was living up to its promise. Now the happy crowd was waiting for a thrilling high-wire act to begin. It was called the Flying Wallendas. The acrobats were already in place and up nearing the ceiling of the tent. The fire began as a tiny flame. No one noticed it at first. Then it spread to the side wall of the tent. Suddenly, a woman stopped and exclaimed, "Fire!" The 3 ushers were standing nearby. They each grabbed a bucket of water and rushed over to the blazing canvas, but it was too late. Already the fire was too big and too hot for them to get near to put it out. At the start, everyone sat quickly. Surely someone would come and put out the fire. Then the circus could go on and the acrobats could begin again. But when the blaze quickly grew to 10 feet, people began to leave their seats. They made their way toward the exits in quiet, orderly fashion. There was no panic. But then the flames, with incredible speed, reached the top of the tent. Huge chunks of burning canvas began to fall. It was then that terror took over the crowd. The band began to play Stars and Stripes Forever. This is a signal of danger to circus people. It tells them that help is needed right away. But by this time, there was little that anyone could do. A sudden wind had blown through the main entrance. This fanned the flames, and the fire spread everywhere. All of the exits were quickly blocked by the rush of terrified people. Some exits had already been blocked by animal cages. Many people ran to the center of the ring of the circus, hoping to find an exit that way. If they fell, and many did, they were trampled to death. Others were set on fire when huge blazing blankets of canvas fell on them. One by one, the thick poles that held up the tent toppled and crashed people under them. Screaming children and the parents could not hold on to one another in the awful mob. The flying Walendas at the top of the tent slid down ropes. They then climbed over a steel cage and ran fast from the flames. They could do this because they were in top physical condition. It's hard to believe that the fire only lasted 10 minutes. Someone had called the Hartford Fire Department. It reached the terrible scene quickly, but it was too late, much too late. The firemen could do nothing but burn their hoses on the smoking ruins of the tent, and what they saw and heard shocked them. Frightened animals were making terrible sounds. Crying children dashed here and there looking for their mothers. Hurt and dying people lay everywhere. Men and women sat on the ground not moving. They were clearly in a state of a deep shock. News of the fire came over the radio. People who heard it rushed to the scene to try find missing relatives who had gone to the circus. It was a time of great joy when the missing relatives were found. It was a time of terrible shock and sorrow when their burned bodies were discovered. More than half of the 168 people who died and the 480 were badly hurt were children. All the rest were women. It took days to identify all the victims. Finally, all the bodies but one were identified. This was a little girl about 6 years old. No one ever claimed her. The police could never understand why no one reported a missing child. The attempt to identify her went on for months, but the police finally had given up. She was buried by the city of Hartford. For many years, policemen put flowers on her grave on Christmas, Memorial Day, and July 6th, which was the anniversary of the tragic fire. Aftermath. Fingers of blame were pointed in all directions. The circus owners were accused in a report written by State Attorney Alcorn. The report said that they had not provided enough firefighting equipment in or near the big top. Also, they had allowed many exits to be blocked by large cages. Worst of all, the canvas tent had not been properly fireproofed. At first, an electrical short circuit was thought to have started the fire. Some thought that a lit cigarette, which had been thrown, might have done it. But no one really knew the cause of the fire. Finally, 6 years later, a 20-year-old man, Robert Siegel, confessed that he had started the fire. In 1944, at the time of the fire, he had been only 14 years old. This was by far the worst, but not the only fire he had started. He claimed he also had torched a store, a school, and several other buildings. Why? He said a fire Red Rider came to him in his dreams and made him do it. This strange young man clearly had deep mental problems. He was given a prison term of 2 to 20 years. Many people thought his sentence was extremely light. Those who lost family members in the fire were very bitter. They showed their bitterness by suing the owners of the circus. They turned out to be honest men. They paid every single claim. The claim totaled to more than $4 million. Only $500,000 of this amount was covered by insurance. The rest was paid from the profits of the circus for the next 10 years. One important change resulted from the Hartford fire. Circuses were no longer held in tents. Today, circuses are held in coliseums and ballparks. And I'm Melissa Wilson reporting for Teen Vid News.
Okay, hi, I'm Jose with some events that are happening at the YMCA during vacation week. On Monday, there will be swimming, gym, a pizza party for lunch, and bowling at the Mohegan Lanes in Webster. On Tuesday, there will be a lesson given in rock climbing. Lunch will be served at Friendly's. On Wednesday, there will be a trip to Wilbraham to do some roller skating. On Thursday, there will be a trip to the Roger Williams Park in Rhode Island. On Friday, there will be a trip to Boston to visit the Children's Museum. These activities are for students in grades 1 through 8. For more information, call the YMCA at 765-5466. I am Jose Vasquez reporting to you for Teen Vid News.
Teen Vid News will not be aired
next week because of April vacation.
Southbridge High boys tennis team has the season underway and is 1-2 thus far. The first match was against Tantascwa and they lost 5-0. Then they lost 4-1 against Shepherd Hill with their only point coming from junior John Canoyer. The first one was against Auburn with points coming from the combinations of John and Justin Canoyer, Matt Soper, and Shane Zakara with a 3-2 win over the Auburn Rockets. Coach Levin Savage told me, quote, "We need to be more aggressive. The first week of the season started off a little slow. Our mental preparedness needs improvement. The league consists of many formidable opponents that we can only beat if and only if we are mentally as well as physically prepared. The team accepts the challenge and knows I expect the first efforts. But more importantly, I am now expecting 100% in the classroom. My team members are students first, players second. Their achievements in school is that which will propel them into the future." Stay tuned after team news for the Southbridge High School Pioneers varsity team taking on the Shepherd Hill Rams. The game was at McMahon Field and they lost 10-4. You can see the game in its entirety right after team news.
Hi, I'm Alex Rosa with a story on Roberto Clemente. Playing in Pittsburgh, he was overlooked and undervalued, and he knew it. So in 1971, the 37-year-old Roberto Clemente demonstrated just how baseball should be played. He was a man with a mission. They played something close to the level of absolute perfection, as if it were a form of punishment for everyone else on the field. From 1955 to 1972, if a player ever could be called the
Clemente. Roberto Clemente was a guy who was meant to play baseball.
Over 18 seasons, collecting 3,000 hits.
In such a sense that you were in the presence of greatness.
Offensive and defensive category. Clemente was the odd man out in the 1960s.
In some ways, he was reminiscent of Joe DiMaggio. He always kept to himself, but never was a hair out of place.
Mantle, Whitey Ford, New York Yankees, as well as teammate Bill Mazeroski's series-winning home run in Game 7.
He was already the star of a local softball team. Soon after, he signed with the Santurce Crabbers of the Winter League, where he roamed the outfield with
Baltimore Orioles. At the end of 3 consecutive series appearances,
2 years after that, following a season in the Dodger farm system, he was signed by the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Hall of Famer Jim Palmer and the staff of 20 game winners, Frank and Brooke Robinson. Even Pirate games later, it was Clemente who
sort of crawled off by himself all the time. I imagine it was an awful lonely life for him in those days.
And especially his 4 Latin teammates, Clemente provided the edge, the on and off field leadership, which made them champions. For example, when Oriole manager Earl Weaver singled out Pirate shortstop Jackie Hernandez for particular abuse, it was Clemente who helped steady his young teammate. When the Orioles with Merv Rettenmud on third.
It was Roberto Clemente.
Grabs it, whirl, here's Retman coming to throw. What a throw!
Roberto Clemente played baseball with uncommon skill and incomparable grace. A complex human being with a game that was pure genius. Clemente was at times both cavalier and compassionate.
Claire fielding it cleanly and looked up astonished to see Roberto Clemente racing up the line to first. Claire rattled, hurried his toss too late. Clemente was safe and the Pirates stayed alive. Finally, in Game 7, with the Pirates and Orioles playing a shutout ball, Clemente staked teammate Steve Bloss to run on the way to the Bucks' 2-1 World Series victory. When presented with the MVP trophy, Clemente had but 2 things to say. I wanted everyone in the world to know, he said, that this is the way I play all the time, all season, every season. And in Spanish, for the entire world to hear, he asked for his father's blessing. In a sort of performance and attitude that made his teammates respect Clemente, and the fans adore him. Thousands of Pittsburghers recall summer nights with the radio in the backyard. Clemente would hit a tweener or a tatter, or make another impossible catch or astonishing throw. Announcer Bob Prince would rasp, "Bobby Clemente," and you could see it all. Roberto Clemente represented a level of excellence and honor, pride and dignity which we never saw so graphically displayed. You could see all those things in the man, in his face, in the way he handled himself, in the way he played baseball. He understood how much he meant to us.
And it made him brilliant.
Steeped in pride with a passion for excellence that drove him to become the greatest Latin American player in the history of the game, Clemente had about him
The earthquake-torn Nicaragua.
Solo Dios puede hacerte feliz. Solo Dios puede hacerte feliz. La vida
Even though it has been 25 years since his death, he still has a magical name, Roberto Clemente.
He was the first Latin American.
For air. Moments later, the engine.
Southbridge High Baseball. Catch it here on Channel 11 Sports.
Thanks for watching TVIT News.
Send your comments or suggestions to the Southbridge Police Department, 1 Mechanic Street, Southbridge, Mass. 01550.
Or you can call the Cable 11 studio at 765-1525 and leave your message. And we'll see you the next time around.